Welcome again to the new edition of Ask Bob Bout Shit, where you, the Oklahoma fan, ask me, Bob Stoops, questions, and I answer them to the best of my ability. Let's get started with who else? OU Leslie, who this week, without any words of hate towards me, asked, the switch to Blue Powerade was obviously a good move by Roy Finch. What other dietary advice do you have for the scrubs on the bench? Well, first off, I wouldn't call them scrubs, but you did it for me, so I appreciate that shit. What you need in your life is Reese's peanut butter cups, oatmeal cream pies, and grape Kool-Aid made with 5.5 cups of sugar. And you set. That's pretty much all you need. Next, we move on to Steve, who asks, so Bob, why do you feel you fall in the copycat world and move the offense to the read option and pistol? Remember in '99 when you were an innovator and brought in Leach because no one had seen that in the Big 12? Why are you not changing and make the Big 12 catch up with me again and get back to being a leader? First to you, Steve, I would like to say that that's rude than a sumbitch to speak to me in such a tone. I don't appreciate that shit, and if you or your mama was here right now, I'd slap the shit out of you in front of everybody. But to answer your question, we have developed this offense. We believe at this particular moment in time we can utilize it and do it better than everybody else, which in the future you will come to see. And then you'll be writing me again saying, oh Bob, what a great move you made. That was some good shit you did with the offense, Bob. And I'll be like, I know, Steve. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. Next, we have from Mike, who asks, how many times a game does Jim Ross say slobber knocker? And do I ever get the urge to wear his cowboy hat to keep the sun out of my eyes during games? Anybody who's watched WWE knows he says that shit all the fucking time. And then on top of that, you got Toby Keith's monkey ass standing there next to him, singing about his little bullshit ass songs. Don't nobody want to hear all that shit. I don't want to hear about slobber knockers. I don't want to hear Toby Keith singing about no goddamn dogs and trucks and all that type of bullshit. But they let him on the sideline. I tried to tell Castiglione, hey, can we do something about these, make up some type of rule, keep these motherfuckers out of here, but every week, there they go, right there. Gets on my fucking nerves. Next from Mike, he says, do I have any Chris Berman type nicknames for any of my players? He also proceeded to give me a list of some names, but I really don't. The only person that I really have a nickname for is y'all's personal favorite, number 22, who I have dubbed Roy Chillin' on the Bench Finch. Fuck Roy Finch. Then we have Tyler, who says, did I teach Jalen Saunders the CPR celebration? No, I didn't teach him that. Basically, Trey Matoyer knocked him on his ass, and Trey Millard, being the type of person he is, thought he was genuinely in trouble and was like, oh shit, and went into, tried to save him, but he was really okay. He's faking and shit, so he's cool. Did Gundy teach Alex Ross how to throw a punch? I hope not, because I would have even less respect for Gundy if that's the technique he's going to utilize. I mean, he came over, it was kind of like a palm strike, like he'd been watching Kung Fu Theater or some shit, but didn't really learn the technique properly. So I don't know, it wasn't a punch, otherwise he would have got kicked out. Of course I cussed him out on the sideline, but I didn't want to get too deep into it to have, like a Tommy Tuberville type shit. So just let him know, hey dog, next time you do that shit, don't do it right in front of the motherfucking ref. I mean, he was right there, right next to your podcast. Have some sense about the shit if you're going to slap the shit out of somebody. Next question is, are there any plans to replace Holgerson's Red Bull with decaf? No. He can drink all the nasty ass Red Bull he wants. I might put some 5-hour energy in that shit because that shit's gross too, and he'd be all hyped up, won't know what the fuck he's doing on the sideline. But we owe them an ass whooping, plain and simple. That's all there is to it. You saw last year's game. You saw a little motherfucker. Oh, let's put our wide receiver in the backfield and run for 1,000 yards. We all saw that shit. So we owe them an ass whooping either way, and that's how it's going down. Tyler also asks, now that KSU has lost to an FCS school, am I going to send Mike over there to take back the Big 12 championship trophy from them so that we no longer have to share the title? While that does make some sense, I'm not going to do it. Because after you lose to an FCS team, you need all the steam you can get. So we figure we'll let them have the title. We might even strip ourselves of the co-champion moniker just so they can have all that shit, so they can feel a little bit better because we owe them an ass whooping too. That's how it's going down. We're going to go down to Manhattan, we're going to dig in that ass and show them how it's done. So that's pretty much how it goes. Now, that is all the questions we have for today. This has been Ask Bob About Shit. You asked me some shit, I told you some shit. Now I'm going to go take a shit, and we out. Oh, you bitches.